Hey everybody, AG here. A few things happened between episodes. One, my recording failed, so I rolled back a save, but it also means that Beetle over here did not actually give me the elixir this time. Mostly because he was offering something else, and I feel that the other thing that he would have given me was a lot less quality than the other one. Let's just say. The other thing is that I completely forgot to take a horse. Now you may think like, oh, why do you need a horse? Like I actually wrote it down in my notes of like things to go over. But I might as well talk about it now. Oh, I actually need to talk about something else first. So there were actually... Oh, I forgot to mark them. There were a few places I forgot to go, and it's those two. I don't know why I completely ignored them, but hey, it happens sometimes. Yeah, I keep moving my screen around so I can look at my notes and also look at the screen. Yeah, but horses in this game are actually kind of interesting. I've heard a few takes on the horses in this game, and some people either go between it was nice that they at least thought of it, or there was literally no reason for them to even be in this game, so why bother? There are a few puzzles that actually require horses, like the one that we're going to be doing later. But one of the, an aspect of this game that they added, literally added for the benefit of the player, is being able to climb up any surface. And they did that so you can travel up certain areas in your own way and make certain puzzles totally possible. I mean, you can tell that they put it in after they did a lot of the shrines, because there are very few shrines that actually have to do with climbing at all. And they had to even put in an item just to facilitate the climbing aspect. One of the but yeah, overall, horse is kind of not as useful as you would think in this game. But at least it's nice to have a horse. But we're gonna go into this now. I found out, I suddenly remembered horse armor is in this game. And, sorry, not armor, but like, horse-based, horse-based side quests are in this game. Whether or not you're getting a horse, why is like... He was holding back literally so he could stop me from hitting the guy. Yeah. So there's side quests involving horses, there's puzzles involving horses, and at the end of the day, like, horses are nice in this game, but they're ultimately kind of made kind of void by the fact that you have to climb up sheer cliffs a lot of the time. One of the but to get to an even bigger subject, side quests in general. There are several side quests that involve literally, hey, can you give me this one thing? And once you give them that one thing, you could give them to them eternally, but they still clear out in your inventory. Mm. They literally like moved the camera so it was me looking at him. Like I could have probably flown into him and been in the cutscene, maybe. So here we go, the entire reason why I got a horse. Right here for this puzzle. Yeah, so what I might do is, for future reference, I might actually include, the stuff for the horses, as part of the armor sets. But I am still unsure about it because a lot of them are kind of off in the distance. The first horse-based armor you get, horse-based stuff you get is kind of a bit into the game, at least the way I'm playing it. Because if I was thinking a little bit further ahead, I could have gone to the stable that was right here, but I didn't, and that was because of how I was recording that one. I just felt kind of, let's just say, exhausted. So I didn't go through that route, but I probably should have. You know what? I'm gonna need to go there anyway. So it leads to a thing I wanted to talk about. When it comes to armor, might as well get these. When it comes to armor, there, I've showed some that have set bonuses, and those ones are the obvious ones. And with just general abilities tacked on, but at the end, I do need 3 pieces of armor as fast as possible, and it's literally so I can cover ground. And yeah, I could make elixirs that have those benefits, but I like collecting armor, so they are armors that I'm gonna probably try to get at some point. So these 3 pieces of armors that I want to talk about have to do with the 3 elements. Yeah, I'm gonna just be leaving the horse there for a bit. Hopefully he won't be upset. Fire, ice, and shock. So when we're talking about fire, I'm not just talking about heat resistance, but because that is actually important for another area entirely. But I'm talking about actual fire. Flame resistance is going to be really useful in Elden, this area up here, because this is the, volcano. Oh, hey, little guy. See you crawling on it. Didn't expect to see you, and now it's stopped looking at me. You're not able to see it really clearly, but you could see it moving past the lava right there, almost like in negative. You'll be able to see him more clearly when he goes to the outside of it, like he's about to stick his head out. There he is. A big salamander guy walking outside walking on the outside of that. So yeah, I need fire resistance up here. I need ice resistance, not only to the area I'm going to, but also this area up here where you actually get ice resistant armor, or cold resistance, sorry. And you could say, well, why not the armor they have here was because, well, one, it's only a rank 1, and if I were to put this on, I would still need to chug a potion for the top of the mountain ranges in certain areas. Finally, we have heat resistance, which is mostly in this bottom area over here, not just in this area, but this area as well. And I think certain areas in here also have that issue come up. So, there is flame resistance, in which the armor is quest based. Ice resistant, which not only blocks out cold but also freezing entirely. Like the enemies on the Great Plateau that would just freeze me solid. Yeah, I have protection from that. And finally, shock resistance, which is going to come in handy only in this area. Maybe in this area over here. Somewhere around this area. Near the tower, let's just say. Okay. Shock resistance. Shock resistant armor is down here. The ice resistant armor is up here, and the flame resistance armor is over here, and both the flame and the ice are story based. What I might actually do is do an episode where I run down, show how to get each of the 3 armor sets, and then run back. The shock one is going to be the most troublesome because the ice and the flame ones are based around the divine beasts that are up there. So there's going to be several cutscenes that are going to play for each one of those. Maybe even the shock one is going to have a cutscene dedicated to it. But at the end of the day, like, I do want to get those armors as fast as possible because having a wide range of protection is important, in my opinion. Well, speaking of armor sets, we're going to be going over here. So I've marked on my map a ooh, fish. I was out of my range. Oh, I'm not going to make it. Oh well. If I might. Come on. There we go. Oh, what was in this chest? Right, I can't grab it when it's underwater. What am I doing? So those armor sets are going to be really important. But also, speaking of armor sets, I have something marked on the map that I'm going to need to do a little bit of a sidetracking moment for a bit to get to. But it's for my own benefit later, because I'm not actually going to be going into this area in a while. This area right here, which I think my current pattern is to go here, here, and then up here. And in the course of that, I'm going to need to grab at least 2 of the 3 armor sets, because then I go up here. And then I'm thinking here, because I'm going to be traveling around like this. But I might actually go there, 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 there. I'm still working out the kinks to this. I'm mostly staying away from most of Central Hyrule for now. Until I'm in the middle of a certain quest. And that's mostly because of Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle is, well, the last dungeon in the game. So, because that's where Ganon is. So the problem kind of stems from there are high level enemies, there are high level, but there's also high level gear there. Um, some of which I actually want to get, but I'm also going over there so I can do something specific, and that involves um, placing an item inside of the castle for later. Or just this last one. Got it. This one. Okay, so Hyrule Castle is a really interesting place. Like, I've only gotten 2 quests to go into Hyrule Castle. But that's not the true reason why I'm going over there. Like I said, I am going to be depositing something. Whoops. This. So these teleportation rumors is basically a I'm gonna explain it better when I actually get it and I could show you, but it is the only use of teleportation I'm ever gonna use. And the reason is because effectively I'm gonna take it and place it in one place, and one place only, which is the top of Hyrule Castle. So I don't need to keep trekking like all the way so I don't need to trek all the way back up through all the enemies again and fight my way through, just because it's been like 3 blood moons since I've actually been in there and all the enemies have respawned. Here it is. There we go. Now time for this. Yep. Yeah, so Hyrule Castle has some good items. But again, it's like the real reason why I'm going over there is so I can complete some side quests before the end of the game. Oh. I don't know what's good against the shock arrow guys. Like I've shown twice now. It felt really odd to have a nearly broken fire rod just sitting there, so I alleviated it by getting a new one. But yeah, like if you use fire on a ice whiz robe, they disappear. If you use ice on a fire one, they disappear. And it's the easiest way to get those. But I don't know what I should use against electricity-based ones. Here it is. Misko's EX Journal 2. I had 6 priceless relics I stole from Hyrule Castle and treasure chests. I shall write down their locations. He's just basically describing a bunch of areas and different items. EX2. Okay. So, Merchant Hood, Garb of the Winds, which, I believe is the is the outfit Link has at the beginning of Wind Waker. Usurper King, which is Zant, I believe. Dark Armor, which is the oh, now I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go through them again. Merchant Hood, which I believe is Link Between Worlds. That one's the outfit that Link has at the beginning of Wind Waker. That one's Zant. That one is... I don't actually know. Like, the evil spirit... Oh, it's Ganon's armor. Right. And then... there's still stuff to find. Okay. Yeah, what else is there to talk about? We're just traveling. I don't... Oh, I could talk about that. So, one of the things I want to do is I want to have each... We're going to be talking about that later. Yeah, so this is the problem with wanting to talk about things, but you're not sure when to go into them. Because there's stuff that is coming up, but you're not going to be talking about it for a bit. This one's weird. Can't tell which one. Still had ice on. Got it. Ow. Okay. And one of the ways I'm gonna make armor look distinct is I'm gonna show how you can customize your tool set. When it tool set to customize your the look of your armors. Oh, mighty thistles. You don't see these that often. This is for attack power. Yeah, medicinal plant that improves attack. Oh, here it is. Like I was wondering where it was, and then I remembered that it was inside of here. Topaz. I like topaz. It's a birthstone. Well, it's my birthstone in particular, but that's beside the point. Pray tell that there is a that there is a that there is a stone of topaz that allows you to speak with the dead. I've never heard of it myself, but I hear that that it exists. And if you have no idea what I just referenced, I might talk about it in a podcast at some point. In our podcast at some point. Like, IJ's not gonna be enthused that I am taking time out of the podcast to talk about some series that probably no one actually watched. But hey, it's close to my heart. I might be able to get CV on board for that. Speaking of him, I mentioned in the previous episode that I wanted to do some streaming, and it sounds like he might. It sounds like that he might be up to playing some of those games with me. So who knows? That might be fun. Ow. Maybe this was a bad time to record videos because my body's like, why haven't you eaten breakfast? You got up an hour ago. What are you doing? And then it looks at my clock going, why is it 1 o'clock and you haven't eaten breakfast? What are you doing? Look, there's another one. They're moving around erratically. I was way too low on that last one. Oh, right. The one I... Wait, no, this is a different one. Because the one I'm thinking of is that one right there. Because I unfortunately skipped out on that one. Yeah, this one's one of the ones that is like, oh, that's just a random rock. Which literally tells you, oh, I should probably be checking every single rock. And right next to it is this. Because, of course, the best place to hide a Korok is right next to another Korok, because who would expect that one of the ones where you hide them inside of a rock would be right inside of, right next to one where you have to do a slight puzzle to do. I can't wait to go back into this episode and see where, how many I had at this point, because I think I'm somewhere in the 50s, I believe. And I could definitely be wrong, but yeah. But I believe I've spent at least 10 Korok seeds on inventory slots. And again, I could totally be wrong. I could be underestimating how could be underestimating myself. A little bit further. Hey, birds. Yeah, that one's kind of hidden. You would need to have like gone inside of that to even see the like little sparks. Um, I'm gonna just put a pin right here. Gonna need to come back to this exact spot later, so I'm marking it now for later. What am I doing? So this is the bridge. If you remember Twilight Princess, this is the bridge that got a stage in Smash Brothers. Again, we're not going to be coming back to this area in a bit. Well, in a while. But there are going to be certain areas that I will literally, like, stop the episode on and say, I'm going to be here for a bit. Come back in and then restart the episode after I'm done. Because there are a lot of things to do in this area. Not in this area, but like in the area I would be doing that in, that takes a substantial amount of time to complete. And it's not just like, oh, you and it's not just not showing how a puzzle works. It's literally grinding an enemy. One enemy spawn. And actually I shouldn't call it an enemy. It's kind of doing a disservice to it. I can barely see that. Just a little bit. Come on. There we go. That one's always kind of mean. That one's actually high up. Could go to that one, but that's kind of a far way to go just from walking on the water, essentially. I remember one of the guys I was watching when this game first came out used this technique to literally go everywhere. When he used it, and he's like, I don't need any sort of like fancy gear or nothing. I'm gonna just climb using that. Oh, there's probably enemies right there. Don't know if they're gonna stop me. Huh. That's not... Oh well. Someone's mowing the lawn outside, and I think I have a distinct... I have a distinct thought. I want to say I wanted to do something that, like, I have an inkling that it might be someone mowing our lawn right now. Not entirely sure though. It's a nice day to mow the lawn though, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was of our neighbors. So what you're normally supposed to do is you're supposed to take an arrow and then shoot this, but no. Just do that. You know, it reminds me. Oh. What was... Oh, it's gonna be in the adventure log. This one. I didn't talk about this side quest because they're kind of the southern sky from the middle of the largest bridge. So since I'm here, I might as well do this. This particular side quest actually, much like most of the DLC side quests are for armor pieces. A fishing harpoon. Go. There it is. So, like I mentioned with the previous one, I showed a yellow comet. This one's a red comet. And no, this isn't Mario Galaxy, in which it gives you a different challenge. Please get away from me. Everything just wants to stop me right now. Rare chest. Do not see these chests outside of this. Salvager's headwear. In collaboration with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, this essential gear is used by a boy who seeks a sunken treasure in the Cloud Sea. It's rather a rare find. So yeah, nope. Stop. They're all dead. Okay. Just like a few... Yeah, so these chests, especially the red color on that, are based off of the ones from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And so they put in an outfit that represents him. As you can see, it like has this little like headwear type thing, and it's like a collar. And improves your swimming abilities. It's also got kind of a good amount of defense as well. Oh wait, it's got a good amount of defense literally because it can't get upgraded. Forgot about that. I'm really glad I remembered that there was one down here at the shoreline. I saw those stealth weasels. There. Lizopho's arm. So unlike the ones you get from bokoblins, they're a boomerang. And then they give you a regular boomerang as well, which is much better. Uh, actually, I'm gonna drop this to pick up this because that's more damage. Gonna drain this Traveler Sword so I don't have two sitting in my inventory. That's not the one I wanted to grab. Oh well. I thought I was on the shoreline of the Great Plateau, but apparently not. And there's the lake tower. It is literally just called Lake Tower. Which is again, I'm gonna bring up. I was gonna call this area right here the Lake region, and I had to get told. Huh. Didn't expect it. So, this is a dragon. I believe this one is the Dragon of Courage, Farosh. I could be wrong, though. I think that one is a different one. But I'm pretty sure that one is, because Nadra is the one that's the one for wisdom. And that one's more... Okay. Whoops. Oh. Thank you, fairy. Where is it? Oh my gosh. I'm panicking. Got it. Another fairy down. Dang it, stop. Just eat two of these. Yeah, so wait, I have equipment to improve my swimming. It's not that much. And it's nowhere close to the armor set you get for swimming as well, because that one gives you the added bonus of several different skills that you get alongside of it. I would have been so mad if they actually sent me back to there. Yeah, it's Farosh. Farosh's scale, this precious scale, fell from the golden spirit Farosh. It contains a powerful electricity within. You can cook with it, but just eating it seems like a waste. I forget what cooking with it actually gives you. Like, it's, I believe, nothing important. But hey, I could be wrong. Like, I don't know, like taking all three... Dinroll, that's the third one. That one's the one for courage. Sorry, that's the one for power. Yeah, so there's one for each shrine, one for each piece of the Triforce, which you'll distinctly notice there haven't been that much talk about it, about the Triforce in this game. It's a little weird for a Zelda game to just forget that the Triforce exists. We will bring that up as a story beat later. But for now, just notice that it's a thing. Stop. Stop it, you're being mean. I don't have a shield. staying in the water because he knows that... There we go. Yeah, he's staying in the water because he knows I can't attack him well in the water. There we go. Now the bow is injured. All of that for a single horn. I feel... Well, I also got a scale from it, because I wasn't expecting the dragon to show up. Hey, look, ducks. Hardy bass. This large fish lives near the shoreline. Its sizable body can store a lot of nutrients. When cooked into a dish, it will temporarily increase your maximum hearts. We will not be cooking with that. Instead, we will be holding on to every single one of those we can to upgrade items. There we go. I don't want to get this one right now because kind of in the middle of doing some stuff, so we're definitely going to be coming back to this later. Because this massive detour I've been on has been kind of... Is exhausting even the right word? Oh, I know what you are. Yeah, that's a treasure-based, that's a treasure chest-based Octorok. And I was just as surprised as you were to find that out the first time. How far? Still a bit. Okay, let's see. We need a... Yeah, there's definitely a lot of noise going on today, but hey, that's what happens. Sorry, ducks. I have to get around you. It's gonna hit me. Oh, I didn't. Oh. Probably shouldn't have called my own, shouldn't have called my shot there. There we go. Finally made it over here. There we go. We finally made it over here, and it just took about 15 minutes. Do I want to end the episode here? Kind of want to end the episode here. What I wanted to do was get all the stuff over here and climb to the top of this mountain so it would be less annoying. But it looks like I'm going to have to end the episode here just because I hit 50 minutes. So, see you guys next time. We're going to get the rest of the Koroks seeds here and then finish up this area and head on to the next one. See you guys later. Oh, I was